Hello everyone, it's me again, Rodrigo here, talking from Brazil. And today I will show you how to create your first, modifier inside Cinema 4D, right? Using the new capsule system, right? The first thing we're gonna think about when creating your own, let's say, capsule thing, is that there are some, groups predefined here if you want to create something. In this case, I wanted to create a modifier. So let's search for modifier group, and you see that there are selection modifier group and a geometry modifier group. In my case, as I want to deform the geometry, we're gonna use the geometry modifier group, right? So let's just add it there. Okay, nothing happened, and completely understandable. Why? Because it's a completely empty group, let's say. What we're gonna do here is double click in this little icon here, so it will open the node editor, and here is where the magic happen. So as you can see here, it comes with geometry in and geometry out, which means geometry in is your parent object, and then you have something happening inside this geometry modifier group, and then spitting the result out of it via this port here to the, let's say, the next deformer here, or modifier. So what we're gonna do now, I want to define what will happen inside this group here. So let's use some usual nodes here. Let's use the Extrude, just because some of them are, much more simple and easy to understand. Let's get the Extrude and maybe, let's say, I guess polygon bevel would be a good idea here. I don't know what will be the outcome of it, but yeah, it's a good thing to try. Okay, so I am getting the geometry from this cube, and then I want to provide it into the Extrude, and then from the Extrude, I want to plug this result here into the geometry input here for the polygon bevel, then from the polygon bevel back to the geometry node, and there you see that we already have something happening here. What we need to check is, for example, you see here that I have this offset here, I have island, I can check, create caps, and define the selection string for it, and maybe change how the beveling happen, inset, how much inset I want. If I want something like this, maybe, which is already good. And let's do something more here. Let's subdivide, just to get a really different a result from a cube, right? So as you can see now, it's subdivided, and let's use smooth just to have this kind of change. Let's say like this, it's fine. Okay, so from a cube, it will create this geometry here, and it can be from a cube or whatever you add this, as children, because now it's like a your own deformer, right? So my deformer is doing this, and let's say it's already what I was expecting, and now I can simply close this one, and this is my capsule. If I plug this capsule, if I copy the capsule and paste it there, you see that new things are created in a different way, because it's always based on your geometry, right? The thing is, currently, it's kind of doing everything internally in the modifier group, right? And this is not convenient, so we're gonna think about it again, and we're gonna do some propagation of data. like let's double click here again, and what I need to define here. So currently the extrusion is happening for all the polygons, and I don't want it. I want to define my own. So I will just propagate this port, and yeah, I will do it for all them like this, and all them depends on the same selection string, let's say, right? And also I want to propagate the offset. So let's just get the offset port here and then propagate it, and then let's call it extrude offset, then polygon bevel inset. Let's propagate the inset as well. Of course, you can propagate whatever you want. Let's see here, I guess it's this one. Okay. Or is this one? Yes, the second one. So this one, I can remove it from here. It's just this one. Okay, and now let's check what we have here in the geometry. So now, as you can see, I have those ports propagated. That means that I don't need this open anymore. And every time I click here in my new modifier, I have control over the extrude offset and the inset there. Of course, there are more things that I can, for example, I can propagate to make it easier to tweak. So for example, I want to propagate the smooth and iteration. So let's get here the smooth and iteration, and send it iteration and smooth. What more we can get from here? I can change maybe the mode, but that it's you can dive freely on it and decide what you want to do. The thing is, now that I have everything in place, let's say for my test here, I can close the thing and it's already done. I can tweak it. I can decide how many subdivisions I want there. I can extrude it. I think I can let's propagate the subdivision from the extrusion, because it allow us to to create some different stuffs here. Add input edges, let's say subdivision, and add the subdivision here, and then let's call it extrude subdivision. As I told you, I will not organize the UI here. It's just that doesn't make sense for this video. But as you can see, now I have ability to subdivide it as well. So this is my new deformer. The thing is, now it's not saved yet, right? It's something that is stored in your file per se. So for example, if you want to save this, so let's call it Rodrigo's modifier. Let's say Rodrigo crazy modifier, because I don't know what was the what I had in mind when I created, but you can create your own and use a correct name for it. Then what I need to do to save this, I will just open here the asset browser, and I can just simply drag and drop it there, and it will come with this options here. So Rodrigo crazy modifier, that's the version 1 of my deformer. It's the first version of my deformer. Database is okay, geometry modifier is okay, and I can save it. Okay, now it's in my modifier list per se, right? So now I can, for example, delete it. I can start from scratch, adding a new one from here, or I can get and add it to a sphere. Let's use a different geometry here for the sphere, like something more simple. Otherwise, the result can be crazy. But as you can see, you can create a bunch of, crazy stuff with it. And it's quite simple how you can manage, the entire thing. Of course, the UI here, I will show you in the next videos how to organize and, create your structure here for your deformer. But that's most it, it's, that's the basic way how to create your deformer. Keep in mind that you need to, once you edit, so for example, if I double click here and I add, for example, another node here, the other node here, it's not in the saved asset. It's only in this, let's say, entity here. So to have it as an asset, after you add or, change something in here, you need to resave it there, right? And that's how you'll make it happen. I hope you enjoyed, and that's it. As you can see here, there's let's just keep talking because this is important. As you can see, I have propagated the selection string, which means that if I add it to a plane, for example, let's just make a simple example here. Let's add my Rodrigo's crazy modifier into a plane, and this is what we get from it. Of course, I didn't change that much options. I didn't add it that much options here to tweak it more, but that's already enough to get something different. The thing is, I can use the selection string now to filter where I want the effect to be applied. To do it, I can select one thing here and create a selection. I can use fields, for example, and let's delete it and use a spherical because it's easier to see what's happening. And now in the crazy, in the Rodrigo crazy modifier, I want to, to make this crazy modifier reading this selection tag here, which is controlled by this spherical field. So I can delete it, and here I will just name this selection to S1, for example, right? And now here I just need to double quote it and type 1, and this should be doing the trick. Now I can move it around, like I can create my thing like this, and I can, for example, duplicate or create even more effectors here. Like let's use another spherical field. So another vector field was created there, and now I can simply change here to max, and let's check where is it. Okay, one's there, the other one's here, and as you can see, let me just scale it a bit. And as you can see, I can, deform, I can create another field there, plug this one here, and change it to max. You can mix them, you can do whatever you want here, because you can also use what is provided by the fields setup. So that's mostly it, and yeah, that's the thing. Enjoy it, and yeah, let me know what you can create about with it, right? Thank you, bye bye, see you next time.